Lochani. Yeah, you know what? I'm happy that finally someone else is saying this besides this channel. It cannot be that you guys can tell me that it's possible that the leadership of the ANC cannot see that one person is selling out the revolutionary movement single-handedly. There are members of the ANC who are sitting, folding their arms and doing nothing while the movement is slowly dying in the hands of the DA. The ANC refuses to listen to its alliance partners. They ignore them completely because of one man. 2 weeks ago, it was Panyaza Lusufi who his conscience came back to him and said, we cannot kill Chris Hani again. Last week, it was Mapaila from the Communist Party that says, I tried my best to speak to the leadership of the ANC to say, please don't work with the DA, rather work with the EFF. And they ignored him. Now you tell me, who's going to cry for the ANC? While all of its alliance partners is saying no to this government of national confusion. Who's going to cry for the ANC in the year 2026? What is going to happen to us as Africans in the year 2029 when the black vote is scattered everywhere and the DA becomes the dominant party in South Africa? What are we going to do?
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono. And we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I'm telling you, South Africans, do not celebrate the falling of a black political party. Why? Because the black vote is too divided. The ANC is refusing to work with its alliance partners. The ANC refuses to listen to anyone. You will hear now in this speech I'm going to play and break it down for you guys of Mapaila, the Communist Party leader, that the ANC was actually even in negotiations before the elections happened because they knew that they were not going to win these elections. We also knew that because we never trusted the IEC. Might be difficult to prove, but our spirits are telling us that the IEC is not a transparent and a fair organization. It's a captured organization, bringing IT companies from America. You know? So now we find ourselves where the leadership in the ANC are in fear to speak against one man, and they don't even want to mention his name. Even Mapaila, in what he said, he never said Cyril Ramaphosa's name, not even once. They fear for their life to mention that word, because once you mention that name, they are coming for you. You see, even the South African Communist Party was also mentioned in VBS. VBS Mutual Bank. Everyone who wants to come out against the ANC, their small little skeletons is going to come out. Now the question is that we need to ask as South Africans, African South Africans, what is going to happen in the 2026 local elections when the Communist Party decides, no, we are no longer an alliance with the ANC, we are going to run and compete in these elections alone? It's the ANC's vote that is going to come down, but the other parties are not going to increase. The MK will be plus minus the same, the EFF will be plus minus the same. Meaning what? The DA will be stronger. Because the DA is going to expose what the ANC has been doing in the different ministries, in the different departments. By the time 2026 comes, the DA will be ready now to get out of the government of national unity. After they destroy the ANC. Now you will hear DA saying things like, if Cyril Ramaphosa wants to fire us from ministries, let him do that. We don't mind walking away because this is a corrupt state. That's what the DA will say. But without talking too much, let's listen carefully with an analytic ear to what Solly Mapaila was saying. My goodness.
I took the initiative. I called the EFF. I had several meetings with them. So it's for the record. You will know I have meetings with them. To ask them that, guys, let's join these forces and keep out these right-wing reactionary forces out of the process. Of course, during that week, the ANC, NEC says, no, we're going with the government of national unity. We are inviting everyone. Then the EFF comes and say, no, they're not going to join that if everyone is included, particularly the DA and the EFF, I mean the Freedom Front. They even went further than us and said, no, not just, these are colonial forces. So when they did that, I'm like, oh my gosh. Because now the ANC has been pushed once more onto the corner. But we never stopped the ANC even from talking to MK Party. We said that even in our statement. So talk to everyone, as we have said you want. But we said, ideally, if you were to establish government, no to the force of state capture and force of neoliberalism, of austerity. Well, things moved fast. As you know, former President JZ went to say, okay, we're not going to accept these elections. I think people started shivering. Even Black Twitter started responding, oh, CNZ. When the middle class get too easily excited. Is it? They start saying, hey, what have we done? We're not asking for this outcome. Well, of course, that's the outcome. Now, with that, the Chief Justice convened a meeting in Parliament. The ANC goes there. It has no revolutionary forces backing it. The ANC had to set up government. I got the EFF, guys, what are you doing? They said, no, I want to be serious. Went to the ANC, hey man, what's your problem? Why can't you be patient and engage with these forces? No, two problems. Where is Sydney? Clearly. Yeah. I was convened at school no man and discussing this important question in the Communist Party directly with the General Secretary. I have opened the line to you.
So we aren't, I'll be quite honest, I mean, we could threaten to bring KwaZulu-Natal down if they don't agree to the document's terms in Gauteng, but we're not going to do that. We're not irresponsible people. We don't want to hand KwaZulu-Natal to MK and the EFF. It would be a total disaster for that province. So we're not about to do that. There are other levers that we're going to use. Obviously there are. But we're not going to say the people of KwaZulu-Natal can be thrown to the dogs. Not at all.
Now, when Solly speaks, who put Solly, you guys must understand something. There's other things that he's still not saying. Number one, he's not naming names. By the way, they were at the House School of Politics over the weekend. That's the event that they had there. And he was one of the speakers there, and he was dropping bombs. Not lethal bombs, but bombs nevertheless. Now, I am saying, even in what he was saying, he could have said more. The poor Solly guy went to the ANC and went to the EFF and said, guys, work together. Listen, he's from a different political party. It might be an alliance of the ANC, but he's from a different political party. He's not, he's not fighting for the Communist Party to get more ministries, because I think they got 1 or 2. That's it, as an alliance partner. He's saying, guys, let's work together. His reason for saying let's work together, he says, let's keep this right wing out of this revolutionary movement. Let's keep this DA that has clearly said in the past that they want to kill the ANC. But the ANC is refusing. And I'm here to tell you why they're refusing. That sealed document of the CR7 campaign is the reason why. If that document can be unsealed and those bank accounts can be released to the public, you guys will forget about anything that has to do with Phala Phala or VBS, because that one will tell us exactly who bought our country. This country was bought, ladies and gentlemen. There was a price that the ANC put on the table. Through Cyril Ramaphosa, they can do whatever they want, man. We're going to say it as it is. In fact, the leadership is slowly taking out this news. Kancane na kancane. They say your boy King is crazy, is always against the ANC, whatever. But the leadership, kancane, the alliance partners, kancane na kancane, they are repeating what I'm telling you guys. But they won't name the big guy. It's only us who can do that. The men sold the ANC out. Bofikile Mbalula, Gwede Mantashe, and all of them, they know. That's why they can't say anything, because they got the piece of that money. That's why they could leave parliament and go and sit in the Thule house. They are, financially, those people are sorted out. I promise you. So they can't come out and say anything, because it will mean their own death also. So they said, guys, speak to each other. He says the ANC has got no more revolutionary forces in them. There's an anti-revolutionary forces faction that's pushing it. And he's not saying Cyril Ramaphosa. He's just leaving that blank for you guys to figure it out, because you know who's who. The ANC refused to listen to him. I said, it's not the ANC that hated the EFF so much that they fell in love with the DA. No, they were bought. The ANC is a mini DA. It's part of the project to make the DA win the elections in 2029, so we can have the first white president after how many years will it be now? 34 years. Am I right? 2024. Yes, after 5 years. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? So they're going to make sure that if these ANC leaders keep quiet and continue to keep quiet, they hear people are talking. Guys, you're selling us out. They keeping quiet, continuing at business as usual. I'm telling you, we're going to have the first white president. You will remember this video. You will remember this video. So he asked them a simple question. Why can't you guys be patient with the EFF? Why can't you just sit down and find each other? Because the EFF even retreated the statement when they said we will never work with Cyril Ramaphosa. The EFF retrieved that statement and said the ANC can choose whoever they want to be their president. But we will work with them under the condition that we don't work with the DA and the Freedom Front Plus, the killers of Chris Hani. Let's continue to hear what Usoli was saying.
Two questions arises out of this, Comrade Sidney. In the ANC, there's always been a neoliberal faction, which is the dominant faction today. So it's a class battle to push that neoliberal faction inside the African National Congress, because its orientation will always go towards the DA. That is why the murmurings, even during the campaign, was that there's negotiations between the ANC and the DA. People denied this thing and so forth and so forth. And this thing was now coming to fruition. We tried to move around, because the ANC, after 1 or 2 meetings, they rejected the EFF, said, no, we can't go, the EFF don't respect us and so forth. I did not give up. The first day I went to meet Comrade Floyd is the day after I buried my brother. I lost my brother when I was at the Sengoba rally. I went to see him. I said, hey man, comrade, you can't continue this way. I went to the ANC. It was back and forth, begging people to actually focus on the possible revolutionary path. It will be better to be irritated by the EFF in cabinet than to be irritated by the neoliberal forces who want to be dominant and take control of the revolution. I'm not the leader of the EFF, but I went to see them, and I want to appreciate that they respected my engagement. I know them. I gave Floyd his first job. He was the leader of the Young Communist League. Yes, not that he has to pay back anything. Yes, but we have a line. I can talk to him. Nothing stops me from talking to him. So we have an engagement. And Dr. Ndlozi, we had engagement with all of them.
To be able to form a government.
What about the DA and the ANC?
No, we don't want to be in government with the ANC, and that's precisely...
So that is out of the question.
No, it's precisely why we formed the multi-party charter. My job is to get the ANC out of government. I don't think we're going to solve the country's problems by having the same people who are responsible for the economic crisis, the social crisis, and the infrastructure crisis sitting around the table. We've got to change them, and that's why the multi-party charter has said we will not do deals with the ANC.
Yeah, so he was attacking the ANC now. Was attacking the ANC. To say things like the ANC has got now this faction of the neoliberal movement that is dominant in the ANC. That is telling the ANC that you guys have sold out. Neoliberal, we know, it's like a transformation of the society due to market-based reform, if I can explain it like that. So you are controlled by the market. Wherever the market says move, you move. And we saw that. We saw that the IEC chairperson said we have to announce these results because the market wants to hear the results. The market was even interfering in the the negotiations of the government of national confusion, pressurizing the ANC not to go to the left but go with the right, with the DA. Changing the currency, the same currency you guys are crying with VBS this. You don't even know how much those 25 banks have cost South Africa in manipulating our currency. Right now, as a black person, you pay a higher interest because you are black in a bank. You know, the news came out that black people actually pay a higher interest than white people. It came out. Black people get refused home loans because they are black. On the basis of their skin color. On the form you have to fill. You fill your race and then they regret you because of that. The Capitec funded the DA. But you guys don't have a problem with that because black people's concern is to fight other black people. Vukani man. You know, so the ANC, like Usoli said, started the negotiations with the DA before. And I've told you that before because they were bought in 2019 already. So this was just fulfilling the promises of 2019. That 1 billion that bought the ANC is being fulfilled in front of us. And nobody can stop it. Unless the ANC leaders stand up and say enough is enough. And I told you guys they can't stand up because they benefited also from that 1 billion. They benefited. Even with that 1 billion, Nkosazana Zuma almost won those elections. The ANC rejected the EFF. The EFF that comes from the ANC just 10 years ago is a baby of the ANC, little baby of the ANC. They rejected them and saw their biggest enemy as a party that can go into bed with. So he tried to talk some sense into the ANC. He tried, but he knows there is no talking sense in people that are bought. If I have a room of 10 people And 7 of them I have bought, I have paid off their cars, I've paid off their children's school fees, I've built their grandmother's houses and whatever. In those 10, the 3 that I did not buy in don't have the power to challenge the 7. You understand what I'm saying? The ANC is bought, not everyone in the ANC, but those who are not bought, they don't have power. And because they are also looking at their family, they are afraid to speak out. If I speak out, I might be, victimized. So I'm just going to speak. I'm just going to keep quiet. Let's listen to what Soli said.
But some of the comrades in the ANC, particularly this neoliberal faction, was too impatient. They did not want to engage with them. They did not even want to offer them something serious. And yet they went on to offer these reactionary forces, anti-revolutionary forces, colonial forces, so much power. This is the issue. Then the other faction inside the African National Congress was too helpless to reconfigure this. They debated in the NEC and so forth, we understand, but it didn't go anywhere. The ANC had its set up political power, then it has to do this with the DA. But listen to how the DA tops up this thing to their advantage. In the morning in Parliament, President Adrian Basson of News 24 releases to the media 2 signatures, Fikile Mbalula, Helen Zille, to the public. Nothing else, just the signature. Everyone is furious, is angry. The ANC is sold out, coordinated. That same day, so it doesn't give the people the truth. What Comrade Mbalula was saying here is the truth. When we engage with them, the ANC said, okay, we've developed this framework for engagement. We are setting up government of national unity. This will be the statement of government of national unity. We said, okay, bring it here so that we want to make inputs. They brought it to us. I gave final authorization 2:30 in the morning to Dr. Alex Mashilo for our comments. They were meaningless. Yes, they were meaningless. You need to know these things. They were meaningless as I give final authorization 2:30 in the morning to Alex. No, I have left my house for this task. I'm awake. I was waiting for this. He sent it to the ANC. What is signed is not the comment that we asked from the alliance. Because we went Sayoro and Alento and said, no, you can't have a statement that has not been approved by the alliance. Usolipit, Kosatu. But it's Fagabantu by set up this thing, they ignore their views. But the issue is, when Basson, Adrian, threw this thing in the media, already showing the ANC as a sellout, opting to work with the DA. As things are taking place in Parliament, lunchtime, Steenhuisen addresses a press conference, announces the agreement that they've signed this agreement with the African National Congress. We were not party to it. So that you know, we're not party to it. Now, we are where we are now because we were defeated in the electoral battles.
Put it quite frankly, if anybody thinks in South Africa that you can take the land without compensation, you're living in a dream. Let me put it quite frankly to you. If you want to start a civil war in South Africa, do that. Do that.
Now, something I forgot to add on the last clip is that Soli says something that I said, I don't know how many times, because I thought the ANC would listen to us, because the ANC do watch our clips. I know they do watch our clips. I said it's better to fight with the MK and fight with the EFF and form government with those guys than it is to give this racist party any form of power. Any form of power. But because they were bought, they did not listen to us. They couldn't They can hear, but King is making a point. This is a serious point. They know behind closed doors, the ANC officials are saying, but I think we made a mistake here. But they can't come out. They can't come out and say, we made a mistake. I think it's time we get out of this thing of government of nation. If we can even do a rerun. We can even do a rerun and agree with our brothers, the MK and the EFF, to join hands and vote for one party. They can even do that, but they can't. They are afraid because so many exposures are going to come out. Information is going to be leaked to what you call the the newspapers. You'll be just hearing 1 million was given to Banban. All of those things. So they are afraid to talk. So they say, for the sake of my family, let me keep quiet and sleep with the ANC. I mean, Soli says the ANC refused to give the DA anything solid. Anything. They couldn't give them a serious offer. Not the DA, excuse me, the EFF. They could not give the EFF any serious offers to say, listen, because honestly speaking, because they were at 40%, then it changed to 41, then it changed to 30 because of this IEC that was updating the board after the elections, 2 weeks after the elections. The ANC only needed the EFF. Maybe EFF ATM, EFF MK, EFF MK would have taken them to 66%, 65% with the other progressive party than the PAC and the ATM. They could have changed even the constitution of this country if they wished to. But to protect that constitution, they refused to work with our brothers. They refused. So it is true, ladies and gentlemen, the ANC sold out. They sold out. They were fooling us. We are negotiating. We are drafting the statement of intent. That statement of intent was not drafted by the ANC. It was given to the ANC to review. Why? Because even the alliance partners, when they made inputs to that statement, it was not changed. Their inputs were rendered useless. The alliance partners are saying, we made inputs 2 a.m. in the morning. Hey, 2 a.m. the poor guys are saying, no man, the ANC, they are considering us. They say we must make inputs, so we are making these inputs. 2 a.m. they send their input to the statement of intent contribution. They say, here's our input. Next day here, John Steenhuisen is announcing, what is going on here? We never agreed to this. And the Communist Party must take themselves serious and leave the ANC now. This thing of them trying to save the ANC, you can't save something that is bought. It's bought. You see. So, another thing that they should say, these people, because they are afraid to say it, your boy King will say it. Jacob Zuma was right. Yeah, no, someone must come out and say it. Jacob Zuma was right. Jacob Zuma warned them about this Cyril Ramaphosa. Tina, we can say it, Tina, we are not afraid. And anything that must happen can happen. We're right. We have said it. Jacob Zuma was right in what he was saying. He was 100% correct. So, hey guys, this ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa is not the original ANC. Yeah, no, Jacob Zuma is bitter because he was the leader of the ANC and whatever. 9 wasted years. What I said, hey, no, man, you guys are selling out, man. This guy is selling out. We can work with you guys, but this guy has to go, man. He can't go. There's too much money that is invested there. People will be unalived. I promise you, Nas. 1 billion people will be unalived. Now Cyril is protecting his legacy because if he leaves without finishing the mission to kill the ANC below 30% in 2026, before he steps down, because after 2026 elections he's gonna step down, he won't have any control of the ANC anymore as a leader. He won't. The only control he has now is because of money. But by the time before he exits, before the national conference, he wouldn't have any power. They won't respect him. He will step down. They will do a emergency NEC meeting. He will step down. By that time, the ANC will be finished. And the person that will be that will hit the final nail in the coffin is his steel boy, which is Fikile Mbalula. If the ANC allow Fikile Mbalula to get anywhere close to power, 2029 they will hit 22%. Nobody will take Fikile Mbalula serious. So what's his name then? Upanyaza, they must try not to allow Fikile to get anywhere close to power. That's what I'm saying. Come out and say Jacob Zuma was right. Just come out and say it. Say it. It's said, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot sit here and celebrate the falling of the ANC. We are falling with them. Yeah, you can vote for the EFF, you can vote for the MK. A weak ANC that does not want to work with the EFF and the MK is a weak black nation. That is the truth. Everyone. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. If you want to watch something else, please support our sister channel, African Mojolo with your boy King, where we speak about relationships and everything that has to do with us Africans in marriages and all of those marital situations. We advise each other that side to say, as Africans, let's come back and make the family structure strong again. African Mojolo with your boy King. And please do click the subscribe button. We're left with 200 members to 200 followers, subscribers to get to 1,000. I will appreciate it so much if you can support the sister channel of King Said So. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.